Okay, quick, I just wanted to run this down with you guys because this is super important. Everybody should know about this. It's about your straw man. So, and if you're not familiar with this, please stick around. You're going to want to know about this. And if you are familiar with the straw man, then please share this, because this needs to get around. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to let me keep this up for long. So if you can share it wherever you can, that would be fantastic. As far and as fast as you can do it, because they are not going to like me doing this. Okay, so here's the deal. I need to give you a little background before I give you straw man. Okay, so our government, our federal government, is a corporation. They became a corporation in 1871 when the United States of America was bankrupt. Okay, it became bankrupt from the Civil War. So when the Civil War happened, they decided that they needed to have additional funding for the country, and they didn't know where to go. So they went to Great Britain. Our president went to Great Britain and struck up a deal with Queen Victoria and with the Rothschilds to fund our government. So basically what they did was the Act of 1871 set up a fictional government. They set up a corporation called the United States of America Incorporated. When they did that, they made alterations to our laws, including our Constitution. Our Constitution used to say, the Constitution for the United States of America. When they changed it to the Constitution of the United States of America. Why is that important? Because the first version that said for the United States of America gives a direct line of those laws pertain to the people that live here, okay? When they changed it to the Constitution of the United States of America, it means that that particular document comes from the United States, but it's no longer for the people. So in making that minor change, it adjusted our constitutional laws. But here's the thing. It's a corporation. It's a foreign entity. It's a tyrannical government that is in power here. Our president is not our president. Keep that in mind when I tell you more. Okay. So what I want you to know is that when you were born, your birth certificate was never meant to be a form of identification for you. Your birth certificate, when you were born, when your mother passed the afterbirth, after you were born, the hospital called that a twin, and they called that a dead entity. Therefore, you, and when she named you, they created a corporation in your name. You can tell this because on your birth certificate, in all capital letters, is your name. That is not how you spell your name in proper English. You capitalize the first letter of each name. That's how it's done. That's proper grammar. They took it and they put everything in all capital letters, including on your driver's license, your social security card. Anything that's considered official documentation for the government is actually addressed to your corporation. You are not a corporation. You are an entity of your own, and you do not belong to the government. This is a problem because at this point, they are acting as though you do belong to them. They are acting as though you are their slave because you will never see the money in that corporation. Therefore, if they're getting paid for your life and your work, and you're paying taxes to live here, You have been enslaved. Every single one of us has been enslaved. Here's the thing. Every person should have a copy of this. Every person should know what's in it and what your legal rights are. Because this document does not allow for licenses of any kind. It does not allow for driver's licenses. It does not allow for marriage licenses. It does not allow for animal licenses. It does not allow for any of that. So if you get pulled over, the officer, providing he's a police officer or even a state trooper, they work for the federal government. That's like Walmart putting out security guards to ticket you for speeding or for pulling you over for some infraction, like you have a headlight out or whatever, and they're going to charge you for that. They have no authorization to do that. Literally. The problem is that we have openly accepted that they do when they don't. So this is your identification. I am an entity that resides in the United States of America, and unless you can show where you have authorization to ask for a license from me in this document, there will be no giving over of that information. They need to understand, officers, if you are listening to me right now, you need to understand that if you work for the federal government of the United States of America, that you have no jurisdiction. None. If you are a sheriff or a sheriff's deputy, that's a different story. Why? Because they uphold the state constitutions and the county guidelines. If a sheriff pulls you over, they have the authority to do something about it. But police officers, state troopers, you don't. I'm sorry. If one pulls you over and insists on looking at your identification, you can say, that is my corporate identification, and that is not me. And if you'd like to escort me to the nearest sheriff's department so we can discuss this as real entities that have real authority in the situation, then that is an option. But to just say, I'm going to ticket you because you were speeding, well, that's fantastic, but you can't. You can't. So, there is someone in charge, believe it or not. Somebody is the actual owner of the flag, the original flag of the United States of America. That person is Russell J. Gould. He has won several court cases on this particular issue. One of the things that you all may be thinking that is going on is that Trump is doing wonderful things for this country. Let me tell you, Trump is not the president of the United States. As a matter of fact, we don't have a president. We have a Postmaster General, Russell J. Gould, who is in possession of the flag. He is actually the authority in this country at this point. And if people knew, if people understood that we sold our government back to the country that we fought to be free of, and then they enslaved us, how do you think that would go over? There are court cases pending and one that's been won on this issue. This straw man is now official. Every single one of us that has a birth certificate, we need to pursue this. This should be a class action lawsuit against this corporation. Why? Because you will never see a dime of that money. And there's millions in every single account. Millions of dollars being traded on the stock market in your name. Which means that they have enslaved us, they are profiting off of us, and we have a right to that money. As a matter of fact, if we win in court, you have a right to 3 times that, because the Constitution does not allow for slavery. It's been legal for a very long time. So, I encourage everyone to look into this straw man. I encourage you to look into the Act of 1871 and see all of the different laws that they changed on us. Things that weren't legal to do based on our Constitution, which is why everybody needs to read it. Why do you think they don't teach you this in school? Why do you think they don't encourage you to read the Constitution in school? It's time to take back our country. It's time to free our citizens. It is time to stop paying taxes to a corporate entity that owns you. And that's all I have to say about this.